Zombie games are all the rage lately, it seems, but it's not too often that you get to experience for yourself what it would be actually like to survive a zombie apocalypse beyond simply running and gunning. Enter Deep Silver and Techland's latest action role-playing survival horror game, Dead Island, which throws you balls deep into some seriously scary shit. While there certainly is plenty of zombie face melting, the game to me felt more like Fallout 3 than it did Left 4 Dead.
Shrunken head, broken legs, body parts on the concrete. Cut 'em up, butcher-style gators in the swamp. Red light, leave 'em dead, running like a track meet. Scared of nobody.
You know who I am. Give any idea who you're fucking talking to. Or maybe you saw me in the playoff time. I played for the fucking goddamn champions.
Dead Island puts you in the shoes of one of 4 characters who wake to find that the resort that they're staying on the paradise island of Benoi has been infested and is being destroyed by crazy-ass zombies. Early investigation reveals that you're immune to whatever has caused this outbreak. A mysterious man on a radio has instructed survivors to get to a jungle to find the source of the problem, and you just need to get the hell out of this godforsaken island. Initially, I didn't really care for the look of any of the 4 characters, but once I read their profiles, I found them all quite interesting. While I can't relate to any of them, I was at least interested in their backstories and genuinely cared to see how I could help them escape Benoi. The game's 18 chapters spread out over 4 acts will cover several large, unconnected, sandboxy zones. My playthrough took me roughly 24 hours to complete, and that did not even scratch the surface of the plentiful helping of side quests. The art direction is great, as each zone brings with it a unique look, from the beautiful island paradise, to the grungy broke-down slums, to the eerie unknown jungle. While footing it across the massive game world is always an option, you will also have access to vehicles to mow down zombie bystanders, and a fast travel system to significantly decrease travel time. Unfortunately, what seemed like a great concept for a game ended up having some pretty significant technical downfalls. The PS3 version of Dead Island suffers from some of the worst screen tearing I've ever seen pretty much 100% of the time. Texture popping and random frame drops plague your experience as well. It also seems like motion blur is enabled by default, which is a feature I prefer to have the ability to disable, as it's really hard on my eyes. Overall, the graphics engine really just needs a lot of work still. I played through the entire game single player, but as I got about 2/3 through, I began to realize that the story and mechanics were really designed with 4-player jump in, jump out co-op in mind. When you die, you simply lose a little bit of money and respawn a few seconds later nearly on top of your corpse without losing any progress. If you're fighting a tough battle, dying over and over will eventually overcome any obstacle. To me, this was more frustrating than anything, which made the overall challenge trivial without a real penalty for death. This is unfortunate because the early game gives you the feeling that you're truly helpless, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. While there are some shortcomings, the gameplay is still quite fun much of the time. The island is huge, leaving plenty of room for exploration. Side quests like turning on water pumps, escorting wounded survivors, and finding gas supplies make sense given the context of the situation. There are several types of zombies that you'll encounter all over the damn place, each of which need to be handled differently. You'll earn experience points for completing quests and creatively killing the enemies, which will level you up, providing you with points that may be spent in 3 different skill trees with abilities unique to each character. The enemies scale in difficulty with you as you level, which makes fighting them challenging all the way to the end. If a quest says it's going to be difficult, you can't out-level it to make it easier. In fact, I died over 100 times on my playthrough. I think the thing I enjoyed the most, though, was finding and collecting the game's massive amount of loot. Killing zombies is always fun when you have access to a serious amount of different weapons, ranging from frying pans and coat racks, to machetes and baseball bats, to pistols and rifles. Items are scattered everywhere, and it's important to gather as much of it as you can. Melee weapons degrade rapidly as you use them, and ammunition is scarce, so you have to constantly repair, upgrade, and create modifications for your weapons as you go. Completing the game will also allow you to start over with all of your pimped out super gear and keep your experience and levels. Dead Island is a mixed bag. It's full of technical problems that really prevented me from completely enjoying what could and should have been a wonderful title. To me, the story felt like it just drug on, but that could simply be that I wasn't in the mood for such a long game, so take that for what it's worth. If you want to play Zombie Fallout 3, where you're essentially playing a lengthy zombie apocalypse simulator, this very well could be right up your alley if you can deal with the technical downfalls. Regardless, for the most part, I had a lot of fun playing this game, especially the beginning. Check out the full write-up and screenshots over at ZeitgeistGameReview.com. Stay up to date by following me on Twitter and Facebook, and make sure to check out all of the other great gaming entertainment on the Game Station. Don't forget to subscribe and press the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching.